Welcome back to episode 29 of the Cleveland Benchwarmers podcast. We are your hosts, Jacob.
Sam.
And Baden.
And today, I think we're going to start with, playoff team that everyone in Cleveland expected would make the playoffs this year, and that is the Cleveland Guardians, who we definitely thought were going to make it. They swept the Rays in the wild card series behind, two elite pitching performances from. Okay, I'm sorry, I pulled the thing on my chair, which had me sink down while I was talking, but two elite playoff performances from Bieber and McKenzie. Played small ball, but now we're in the ALDS against the Yankees. Anyone want to share some thoughts?
I watched the game yesterday, or at least a little bit of it. I don't understand why you leave in Cal Quantrill against Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
A third time. You're chancing it with twice.
Yeah.
He got Cal Quantrill, great pitcher, but that magic against the Yankees powerful lineup can only last for so long. Key error from Oscar Gonzalez after a sick play where he caught it off the bounce on the outfield wall. That was really cool. Big arm.
Yeah. You got 5 good innings out of Quantrill. He only gave up 1 earned run because the other one was on the error by Gonzalez. They pushed it. We don't even have a game tonight, so you could have emptied the bullpen. You could have put in all your premier relievers, and instead they put in Quantrill for 6th. They got greedy. Okay, so FIP is the stat. It's fielding independent pitching. That measures how well you pitch, independent of balls in play. So it's your walks, your strikeouts, and your home runs. That's what FIP measures, because that doesn't rely on anyone except for you, the pitcher, and the batter. Quantrill's career FIP, so you want a low FIP, right? Your FIP is like your ERA, your earned run average, except you take away everything that could have been stacked against you by the fielders. Or it could expose you as a fraud with a good defense. Quantrill's career FIP, the first time through the lineup, so the first time he faces every guy, is like a 3.1. His second time through the lineup is like a 4.2. But his third time through the lineup, Quantrill's career FIP is like 5.7. So, just especially against, elite hitters, the top of the New York lineup, like Judge and Rizzo, and I forget who the third hitter is. Maybe Torres. You can't leave him in for a third time. You got 5 good innings. He pitched really well. You gotta just go to the bullpen.
Yeah.
They set him up for failure.
So who pitches next? Is it Bieber or is it Savali?
Bieber.
Okay. Well, that's promising. Bieber had a great showing, game 1. I mean, while it might not have been the most entertaining to watch from an offensive standpoint, the defensive and pitching battles that went on in the Rays series were absolutely insane.
It was great to watch.
15 innings of 0-0 is wild baseball.
Insanity.
Yeah. What else we got again for the Guardians?
Hitters need a hit.
Hitters do need a hit.
Yeah.
Known power hitter Stephen Kwan. First run of the ALDS.
Insane thing.
I literally walked out the room, and 30 seconds later, I come back and I see the score is 1-0. I'm like, what happened? And then I found out Kwan hit a home run and I missed it. I was so sad.
Yeah, that's the one part I wasn't watching. I was doing some PSAT practice questions, and my dad starts shouting from downstairs.
Oh
He's
my
like,
God.
Quan!
We all missed it.
And then I texted Jacob, and he didn't respond.
So I was at a watch party, and the TV audio got desynced with the video. So we restarted Hulu while Quan was up, and as he hit the home run while it was booting back up.
Oh my God.
So I saw Quan thanking God and touching home plate, and I didn't see the home run.
That's one of 3 other homers he's hit this year. 4 other homers.
I think he had 6 on the regular season. But to take Garrett Cole deep in your second at bat of the ALDS is pretty impressive.
Yes.
As a rookie, yeah.
I love you, Stephen Kwan. I've made it I will get a Stephen Kwan jersey next year when he has his number cemented and everything.
Yeah.
And it'll be my first piece of Guardians merchandise. Do we just want to go on to the NBA?
I mean, I have a couple more things that, you know.
Okay,
Alright.
are they nerd stats?
Yeah, okay, there's a little bit of nerd stats, but not much.
Ooh.
So, here is, I'm not Terry Francona. I'm not Guardians manager. But here's how I would have handled the series. I think you could play Bieber game 1. They should have. Bieber game 1. His rest would have been 1 day shorter than normal. I think he could have done it. Especially if you only have him go like 5 or 6. Bieber game 1 in the Bronx. Big game pitcher. Everyone knows that. You could maybe steal game 1. Game 2 would be McKenzie on normal rest. You know, he's been very good to end the season. And then you get game 3, Cal Quantrill at home. Quantrill has not lost a start at home his entire Guardians career. And he won his final 3 starts at home as a Padre. So he's won something like 30-something straight home games.
Holy cow.
Like,
That's a
Quantrill
lot
at
of
home
games.
is ridiculous. Quantrill becomes Shane Bieber when he pitches at home. That's not saying Quantrill away is bad. It's just like, Quantrill gets the stats boost when he's pitching in front of the home crowd. It's kind of ridiculous. And then game 4, you could have Bieber back. I don't know.
Yeah, Quantrill threw a nasty pitch yesterday that was like at the batter's head, and it broke all the way down to the top of the strike zone. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever witnessed.
Sam discovers the
Absolute
curveball.
insanity. Yeah, I think he's using substances, but that's only because I don't know anything about baseball. And I think that if you're good at pitching, you must be cheating somehow.
I mean, I don't use substances. I just throw, 108 miles per hour. So.
On his Aroldis Chapman arc. He's not on the Yankees rotation. He was a Cleveland
No.
killer.
Yeah, well,
which
he
is
was like chilling in
solid.
Miami, and he said, "Give me a guarantee that I'll be on the postseason roster." And the Yankees said no, so he didn't show up. And that
That's
was it.
why?
That's the end of his Yankee career. Yeah, he's done with them.
That's crazy.
He's probably gonna retire. He doesn't have it anymore. Shout out for giving up that 2-run home run in Game 7.
Oh man.
All right.
All right.
I think
on
we're
to the
good to
NBA.
move on. Yeah.
All right. Let's start it off. Who is going to win the NBA Finals? Fade it right now. No thinking. Right, no thinking. Two teams who are facing off. Who's gonna win? Right now.
Why the Clippers are playing Giannis and the Bucks? Giannis gets his second ring in 3 years. That's my prediction right now as we stand.
If Giannis gets that second ring, is he now top 15 all time?
Yes, he's top 15 for sure. He's already pushing top 15.
That makes sense. He's probably
in that 20 to 25 range, I would say.
Yeah, he's just so dominant. He's absolutely insane.
I gets his third or fourth? What is it?
Third ring. Spurs
ring
in
for a different
2014.
team.
Spurs in 2014. Raptors in 2019, and this would be his third.
If he could get his third Finals MVP, 3 different teams, he would also be top 15 probably.
No, that's ridiculous. Kawhi being a top 15 player of all time is absolute insanity.
Yeah, actually, I lied. That's purely accolades based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 Finals MVPs on 3 teams is like a crazy accomplishment, obviously, but he's had like
Ron did it.
5 or 6 years in his prime, and otherwise he's been trashed or he's been injured. And like obviously the injuries aren't his fault, but I don't think that you can evaluate a guy with such a short career in the spotlight as a top 15 to 20 player all time.
He's only had 2015, or not even 2015, 2016, 2017, 2019, 2020, and 2020, and half of like 2021.
Yeah.
So he's talking about 4.5 years of prime Kawhi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying for sure.
All
But
right,
yeah,
Jacob.
Cubs Clippers is my finals at the moment.
Okay. Out of the East, I'm picking the Sixers. I think this is.
Okay.
I think they put it all together this year. I think. I don't know. I think the Sixers have a legit shot. I think it's their turn. Out of the West, my pick's a little more controversial. I have a team.
Sacramento Kings.
No, I'm not. I'm not stupid. I have a team that I think has made some great moves over the offseason. They've acquired some good players.
I
They
know who
made
this is gonna be.
I think, they're a new look team coming at people thought they were rebuilding, but I think they were just retooling, you know? And that team is the Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz
I knew it.
will make it out of the
I
Western
I
Conference
knew he was gonna say
behind an
this.
elite core
Literally.
of Larry Markkinen, Colin Sexton, and Ochai Agbaji,
Jacob,
and Walker Kessler.
Oh
That
my
team
God.
is ridiculous.
be
I don't-
real, please.
I think I think they can make the playoffs. I think they can make the playoffs. I think they could shock
I
everyone.
think that's ridiculous.
Oh, that
I
is
see a-
ridiculous.
That's my
It's
early
very
rookie of the year pick.
ridiculous.
It's Kessler. No debate. Listen,
How?
that's Walker Kessler. Have you ever watched his highlights?
Yeah, he's a decent shot blocker. That's it.
Jacob
You'll all
likes his
find
top
out one day.
again. Laurie Markkinen, Walker Kessler. He's probably Timothy Mozgov, probably his biggest fan. Kevin Love. Who else? Come on, give me some. Mark Eden. God, who are some other tall
The
white
only
guys?
team in the West that I think could challenge them is the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies have a shot.
Jacob, the Jazz will finish last in the
No,
West.
no, they won't.
Stop.
I think
finish last.
I think they can make the playoffs. I think they will. I think they could get into the play-in and make a run.
They're better than Portland.
Yeah.
Why? What about them?
They're
is
better.
They're better than Portland.
They're better than Timberwolves.
Maybe, probably, they're on that level.
They're on the level of a team with a 3-time DPOY, one of the
Markkinen.
top 2 shooting big men ever.
Markkinen.
So are you saying the team that the Jazz traded their star big man?
Yeah.
That team, and they're still on that level.
What?
That's what you're saying to me right now.
The Cavs traded.
The Jazz traded their star
Oh.
big.
Oh. Yeah.
They're still on that same level.
Yeah. They got better players back. Like, nobody likes that, like, the old players are moving. But the truth is, if you can replace them for people better, it's the analytics movement. Like, it's. If you ever watched Moneyball, like, you don't need to replace Giambi, but you need to hit someone with the same OBP. That's what you need, man. I think Laurie Markkinen can do everything that Gobert did.
He can! Gobert is one of the greatest paint defenders of a generation.
He's a fraud.
Donovan
He's
Mitchell
a fraud.
No, he's
Laurie Markkinen is a fraud.
No.
What are you talking about? Laurie Markkinen is a streaky shooter. That's it. Gobert put a whole defense on his back. They were the number 1 defense in basketball only because of him.
I don't know about that.
The Cavs are exactly the same with or without Laurie Markkinen.
That's not true.
Slightly worse.
But we got Donovan Mitchell back, so we're
Getting
better.
Donovan Mitchell is good. I thought he was done with the Jazz. I didn't think he fit there. I think they needed to retool.
So you're just...
I think Donovan Mitchell.
Can we move on?
I
Can
think-
we move on? Can we
I
move
think
on?
his time
Can we
was
move
up
on?
there.
Move on. Please, I can't take this. He's actually trolling, bro. He's actually trolling.
I think,
The Jazz will win 19 games.
and they have the best uniforms in the league.
Okay,
Said
he's
what?
trolling. He's
He said-
trolling.
I
He's
love
the
the
best
black and yellow.
uniforms in the league.
I think it's incredible. I think the things that they're gonna roll out next year with the purple are even better.
Okay, whatever.
You're-
That was just...
I think it'll be very fun to watch.
Your favorite team has the best young core in the league, not the.
The
I just said
Jazz-
that.
The Jazz are not... They might not be awful. Like, they might not be the worst team in the league, but they're going to be bad.
Just
There
wait.
is... The roster
be-
does not
there-
fit. Mike
They're
Conley,
they're in the
Jordan
tank.
Clarkson.
They're in the tank for Victor Wembanyama. They're going to be a bottom 3 to 5 team in basketball.
Yes.
Like,
I don't see it.
I don't see how they're better than Houston.
Yeah.
It's a bad team. They're not better than Houston. I don't think they're better than the Lakers or the Kings or the Blazers or any of.
I don't know.
I don't see it, and I think there's a reason they traded Mitchell and Gobert
I
to
don't know.
tank. All right.
I-
anyways,
I think they're I think they're trying to win games. I just think those what?
Yes. Well,
They
the players are all-
will win. They will win games because Sexton and Markkinen and Clarkson and Conley, those are not bad players.
The Suns will win
They
over
will not
40
win.
games and make the play-in.
The Suns were
Pardon?
what?
Sorry, the Jazz will win over 40 and they will make the play-in.
There is no. I will put $20
The
against
Jazz
you right
win
now.
40, I'm never. If the Jazz win 40 games this year, this podcast is over. Not doing
Jacob.
it.
Jacob,
What?
I know you're a gambler. I'll put $20 against your $20 that the Jazz will win under
Put-
40 games.
I'll double it. 40.
You only have to put up 20. That's how confident we are. You only have to give
40.
each of us 10.
I wonder what the Jazz's actual win totals at. Probably in the.
What are the I gotta see the betting odds.
Say it with your chest out, Jacob. Put your money where your mouth is.
Alright, listen, let's not get carried away here. I didn't say the Jazz were the best team in the West. I said they were up there.
Pick them to come out of the West.
Yeah,
What are we
not
talking
the best
about?
team in the conference doesn't always win the conference.
You are
Rarely. Rarely does the best team in a conference win it.
Utah Jazz, the betting odds have them winning. The over/under for their wins is 24.5.
That's just such an easy over. That's unbelievable.
God. Okay, we're moving on.
Moving on.
Who is your dark horse? Who is your frauds this year? Sorry, we just did dark horse for that 10-minute long Utah Jazz segment. Who are your frauds this year?
My fraud is the Phoenix Suns. I just don't think they have that same magic this year. With the rest of the West getting healthier and all the stuff that went on in the offseason, I don't think DeAndre Ayton wants to be there. You know, just that Game 7 collapse, I just think everything is just going to go downhill. I think they'll be a play-in team, but I think they are. But I don't think that you're going into the season if you're the Suns saying a play-in team would be a successful regular season. That wouldn't be successful for them. I see them as a 7-8 seed. They're my frauds.
I agree. My frauds are. I think my frauds are the Miami Heat. It's not that I think that their roster is bad. I just think that they haven't done enough to improve their roster based on the other changes that everybody else has made. They haven't. I mean, the Hawks, they went and got DeJounte Murray. Cavs went and got Donovan Mitchell. Pistons developing. The Bucks have Giannis. And Harden is back, and Maxey looks like an all-star for the Sixers. They will struggle, I think, a lot this year, just to compete in the regular season. Because if they get to the postseason, Jimmy Butler in the postseason is a completely different Jimmy Butler than in the preseason. But during the season, I think they'll struggle to win games. 40-42 is my win prediction for them.
40-42 is wild.
All right. I called out the Denver Broncos as frauds before this NFL season. And I was right. You guys were all on the Broncos train. And I said I wasn't. And my fraud, what do you think I'm about to say?
I thought, well, you said Denver Broncos.
No, it's not the
other
Nuggets.
Denver team.
I'm going to say the
okay.
Nuggets. No.
Okay.
No. The
Now we're
team
talking.
that I see being the NBA's version of the Denver Broncos is the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I like that.
I think the Timberwolves will be nowhere near as good as people think they will be. I think Rudy Gobert is your Russ. Okay? And I don't think it's gonna work. I think Rudy Gobert in Minnesota is gonna be like Michael Jordan as a Wizard. Like, this isn't gonna work out.
Whoa.
I don't know. I couldn't think of a good comp.
A very weird
Like,
comparison.
give me an example of a superstar who like was only somewhere a little bit and then left. It was a forgettable moment of their career.
Allen Iverson, Denver Nuggets.
Sure.
Chauncey Billups, also Denver Nuggets.
Russ on the
Denver
Lakers.
Nuggets is where
Isaiah
Russ on
Thomas
the Lakers.
Cavs.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, this is gonna be such a forgettable year for him. I think he'll be a 1-year Timberwolf. That's my opinion.
You think
I
they
don't-
trade him after this offseason after giving up all those picks?
Or
again?
at the deadline next year. I don't think it's gonna work. I think he'll be really unhappy.
I think they'll be decent in the regular. I also see them as a play-in team. Again, I just think that West is fully healthy. The West is just so tough. I just don't have them over many teams. I still think they're a play-in team, but in the postseason, I don't think this solves the issue of like, I mean, you have two bigs who cannot defend the perimeter whatsoever. It's just I don't in the postseason. That's really my issue with the team. But in the regular season, yeah, I don't know if there'll be a top 6 seed, to be honest.
Probably.
Yeah, I think a lot of so there have been so many new additions with there was a lot of movement in the NBA this offseason. I'm not sure if anybody remembers this, but the Cavs after they signed LeBron and they traded for Kevin Love, they went 21-21 in the first half of the season. They were not good. Chemistry takes time to build. I think that's what we'll see with a lot of these teams. Cavs, Hawks, Timberwolves. But the Cavs still went out and went 6 games in the NBA Finals. I think that while we might see a lot of these teams struggle in the regular season, they'll still excel in the postseason. So I disagree with the Timberwolves pick. But that's me personally.
That is you.
Alrighty.
All right. Let's check out the MVP race. I think that there were 2 overwhelming favorites in the ESPN GM poll this year. It was Luka and it was Giannis. Oh, and Embiid was up there too. But who do you guys have picked? I want to hear Jacobs first.
I want to actually hear you guys go first.
Sam, you can go first.
I can go first. I think that with the boost of being the number 2 seed in the East, the Joel Embiid will finally overcome that hump, and he will take his first MVP award. I think the addition, well, not really the addition, but the growth of Maxey, the addition of PJ Tucker, Harden returning to his but at least improving over last season's form, will put a solid supporting cast around him, and he will average 28, 12, and 5 on his way to the MVP trophy.
I'm not gonna choose anyone people are sleeping on him. I'm choosing Luka. I think he's just gonna have one of those 2016 Steph Curry, 2013 LeBron, 96 Jordan type seasons where he's the best player of the court at all times and no one's gonna stop him. He's gonna put up those triple doubles that we see in 2K. I know I'm getting off topic, but I saw on TikTok this dude posted him in a my league and Luka in Game 7 of the finals put up 67 and 17.
Oh my god.
Luka's just gonna go absolutely insane.
2K is such a trash game. Jesus. It's awful. I thought when you said when you were talking about the all-time MVP seasons, Jacob made a face like he was about to say 2016 Curry was a fraud. He had that look in his eyes. He was gonna say Jordan carried by Pippen. Pippen deserved MVP that year or something. LeBron.
More like Rodman.
LeBron carried by Wade. L plus ratio plus Lemicki or something like that. Jacob would be a great Twitter troll, is all I'm saying. If he only had one of those LeGoat fan accounts, that would be him.
Okay. My MVP pick. I'm looking at the Chicago Bulls. And do you know why I'm looking at the Chicago Bulls?
Why? Why are you looking at the Chicago Bulls, Jacob?
Not the current Chicago Bulls. The old Chicago Bulls. Because we are about to see a three-peat. Nikola Jokic will win the MVP again, averaging over 30. He's gonna average triple double. I think. I think he's gonna average triple double. I think he's gonna put up just a absurd statistical season, better than last year even. He's just gonna stuff the stat sheet so much that like regardless of how good the Nuggets are, and they'll probably be pretty good. He's just gonna put up such ridiculous stats that you can't deny it. Like he's gonna average a triple double.
I have the Nuggets as my 1 seed. I think regular season, I think they're going to be the best team in basketball. So I feel like the narrative could be there that he finally gets help and he's still playing this great. Yeah, he deserves MVP 3 times in a row. But I don't know why you made that like, bro. When you said Chicago Bulls, so I thought you were talking about like DeRozan or Levine.
No, never let him know your next move.
Then he said the old Bulls, and I wasn't even thinking to like the '90s. I was thinking to when they had Lauri Markkanen on their team.
Oh,
So I thought he was gonna say Lauri Markkanen as the MVP.
I thought. See, when he said old Bulls, I thought he was gonna say Michael Jordan unretires to play for the Charlotte Hornets. Averages 25, 5 and 5 in his age 56 season.
LiAngelo Ball MVP campaign.
Oh my god, that'd be great. I would love Jokic to win it again. I think Jokic continues. I've seen him left out of top 5 lists after winning back-to-back MVPs.
That's so wild.
Disgusting
My
behavior.
number 3 player, number 2, number 3.
Yeah, there's no way he's not a top 3 player in the NBA right now. But I also think winning MVP 3 times back to back to back is impossible in this modern day and age. Like LeBron had 3 of the best seasons ever: 2009, 2010, 2011, and they didn't give it to him in 2011 because everybody was just tired.
Yeah.
There was,
D
Rose
went on to win
fine.
it 2 more years in a row.
Yeah, which is I get 4 MVPs in 5 seasons.
4 and 5 is wild.
Insanity. They were like, okay, we gave you the year off. You can start winning again now. But 3 in 3 years is impossible.
I do like that, by the way. A LeBron age 40 MVP season. He averaged 30 last year. It's not crazy.
I think if AD stays healthy and Russ is at least a little better.
If the Lakers are good and LeBron plays like he played last year, he could win MVP.
Yeah, I agree. I think he would, at the very least, he'd be top 3 in voting. I think I love LeBron. All right. Which young team are you guys the most excited about this season?
Ooh.
Jacobs is the Jazz. Baden, who's yours?
All right. I do have 2. The first team is the Pelicans. I think that's just like the easy pick. Zion coming back, Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones might be my favorite player in all of basketball.
Bro has Herb Jones on his fantasy basketball team. Dude, does everybody here understand? Herb Jones last year.
He averaged like 7 and 3 and a steal, but who cares? His impact doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
It's fantasy basketball.
I don't care.
You're not picking Kyle Juszczyk because he's the best fullback of all time, and you're not starting him at running back. By the way, he's not the best fullback of all time. I just one of the closest examples I could think of. Best fullback in the league right now, I would say. But anyway, ridiculous. Fraud fantasy basketball player right here.
I'm a fraud fantasy football player, so I'm not surprised. Yeah, the Pelicans. That's kind of the cop-out answer. But the other answer for me is the Magic.
Oh, you stole my answer. That's such a good pick.
The Magic are just like, I honestly think they can be like last year's Cavs, where they're going to be like a top 5 to 10 defensive team, but then like bottom 5 to 10 offense.
Yeah.
I think they'll sneak into the play-in. Paulo, number 1 pick. I think he instantly has the keys to the offense. I think he put up like 17, 18 a game. Probably not on like efficient shooting, but he's just gonna have the opportunities. Um, and then all like the good defensive pieces they have. I know Suggs is hurt, but when he's back, they have when Jonathan Isaac comes back, Mo Bamba, Wendell
Will
Carter.
he ever come back? I thought he was just kind of done with basketball, and the ownership was okay with it.
I don't. I'm pretty sure he's coming back at some point. I don't know if he's ready for the start of the season, but
Yeah.
if he comes back, it's gonna be a scary defensive team. I like what Orlando has done in in their rebuild. Um, I think they're gonna make the play in.
W. I was just thinking if you could have like one player from the past to each of these teams' rosters, prime T Mac or prime Penny Hardaway on this Magic team would be just the most fun basketball ever. Are you kidding me? T Mac would just it's unstoppable. So your starting lineup is Suggs, T Mac, Wagner, Finchero, Wendell Carter. That's insane. That's a championship starting lineup, in my opinion.
That is
It's still very young, but that's a crazy team. Same with like, who would you add to the Nuggets to make them even better? Mutombo?
Mellow.
Oh, Melo's
I'd
another
add
scoring
Melo.
that's a crazy lineup because you're going Murray. Do you switch Gordon over to the shooting guard, and then go? Do you just run
Yeah.
super tall?
I guess, or like Michael Porter Jr. at the two, Melo at the three, Aaron Gordon at the four.
Oh my God, that's terrifying. Absolute insanity right there. Jeez. What about you, Jacob? Besides the Jazz, which team
I
are
am
you
looking
rooting
forward
for?
to the least efficient offense of all time. I'm looking forward to games where they shoot 40, 50 threes and make, 15 of them. I'm looking forward to games that they lose 120 to 140, and that is the
Oh
Houston
my gosh.
Rockets. I think we are about
Yeah.
to see the least efficient offense of all time. Christian Wood, gone. They don't have anyone who's going to shoot over 45%. Like, this Rockets team is going to shoot so many terrible threes. They're going to they're going to put up so many bad shots. They're all going to play hero ball. They're going to put, like, 3 guards on the floor. Like, this team is going to be terrible. I'm so excited.
Hey, Jalen Green did average 40% 3-point shooting on 8 threes a game after the All Star break, which doesn't sound crazy, but like that's numbers that only like Curry and Klay Thompson put up like all time. So I don't know if he consistently does that. Like I could see Jalen Green if if he could consistently do that, and he's already has like a big name, big following. He might mess around and be an All Star year two.
Really?
He could. That's
Mm,
if there's like a hot
mm.
take All Star pick, Green for me. And maybe he doesn't fully deserve it, but I think like the name, like if you watch high school basketball, you know who Jalen Green has been for like 3 4 years. I don't know. There's a chance.
I don't think that's a bad take. I quite like that take actually. And I mean, continuing with the theme of adding old players, Yao Ming on that Rockets team. If you're trying to make that offense even more inefficient, Jacob, Yao Ming was, I think, a career 43% shooter.
Oh my
He's got
god.
a nice touch, a beautiful fadeaway. There's one person in the league who can guard him, and that person is Taco Fall, and then eventually Victor Wembanyama next year.
Yeah, I was gonna say Victor. What
Who do you
if
think?
you have to predict right now
Oh no, go.
what team gets Wembenyama? Who is it?
Spurs. Actually, no, it's gonna be New York. Again, here's why, and I'll tell you why it's gonna be New York. New York, while will lose in the playing game, then because they are such a big market, you know how the Cavs got the number 1 overall pick when LeBron James? I'm convinced it was weighted lottery odds, like they a rigged envelope. You know that theory? They had like a marking on it.
You're gonna rig the envelope for Wembanyama to go to New York.
100%. The Knicks have been trash for so long without any sustained period of success since like Carmelo Anthony that the league needs to do something to boost those numbers, to bring business back to the Garden, and that will be done through the form of Victor Wembanyama. Number 1 overall pick, Victor Wembanyama to the New York Knicks, which would also be a super fun team to watch, by the way. There's no defense in the backcourt, and then a ton of defense in the front court. Because here's my theory: Brunson, Barrett at the 2, you move Randall to the 3, Mitchell Robinson at the 4, Victor Wembanyama at the 5.
That team is shooting 18% from 3. My goodness. Robinson doesn't even shoot threes. Julius Randle is top 5 most inefficient players I've ever witnessed with my own eyes. I went to the Cavs Knicks game last year. Yeah, he shot like 8 for 24. Like Julius Randle is
shooter shoot.
You guys remember prime Kyle Kuzma at that Wizards game?
Oh, that was so painful.
Kyle Kuzma turned into Michael Jordan.
He turned into Jordan Poole when he saw baddies on the court.
I've seen that so many times.
Kyle Kuzma turned into Jordan Poole is the most insane statement that if you told me I was saying that last year, never in 1,000 years.
What else do we got?
What else do we got? Who is your pick for Rookie of the Year?
Walker Kessler.
Oh my God.
Defensive Rookie of the Year, if that was a thing.
I mean, Defensive Player of the Year. I guess you could make it all defensive team as a rookie.
You could.
What about you, man?
I'm gonna go with. I'm between like Paolo and Keegan Murray because I think both of those teams.
That's so basic.
I know it's really basic, but like, let's be honest. When was the last time a top 5 pick won Rookie of the Year? It was probably 2018, I think, actually.
Okay, I have a question for you guys. If Kevin Durant said he was going to go back to the Warriors, and there was only one thing that somebody could do to stop it, and it was you getting a Skip Bayless tattoo on your upper bicep, would you do it?
No.
You can go back to the Warriors. Nope.
What if I changed it, okay? What if I change it to a Skip Bayless quote?
I'm not getting anything Skip Bayless tattooed on me.
Really?
Oh.
Not if it stopped another 4 years of dominance by one team in the conference.
They couldn't pay everyone. Right?
I mean, if you took a 4-year minimum, just in this hypothetical universe, it could happen.
I guess.
You would do it, Jacob.
I would. No, I wouldn't. I don't care that much about basketball.
I wouldn't.
In fact, I would love to see a team win 80 games. I would love to see basketball history be made.
I want to see a team go 82-0 one season.
It's never gonna happen, but we could see like an 80-win team, maybe.
75.
All right. Now I've got another question for you guys. If there was a man who was 8 feet tall, with passable athleticism, but he could not dribble the ball. Like, you put him on the NBA court and he could only pass or shoot. Would you
But he's
sign
8
him?
feet tall.
He's 8 feet tall.
8 feet
Yes,
tall.
absolutely.
No. He's gonna get hurt. He's gonna get hurt in 3 plays.
I disagree. You can park him in the post and he just spin steps, dunk. He's still got 2 steps. You are going to your point guard is going
He's
to average
automatic
15
points.
assists per game.
Yeah.
Who's defending him? Draymond Green? Marcus Smart?
It's
PJ Tucker.
it's a winning exchange, I think, because like if the opponent goes after him every game on offense, let's say they score 80% of the time when they go after him, but you're gonna score 100% of the time when you pass to him. So like
Exactly.
it's gonna be like a 200 to 160 game, but you're probably gonna win. He probably gives you an advantage.
And he has passable athleticism too. So it's not like he's slow. He's just running at like normal speed. Just like normal NBA speed. Like, who's a normal NBA player? Most average NBA player you can think of right now. Go.
Kevin Durant.
Der fraud.
Kevin Durant is wild. Lauri Markkinen.
What?
Can you guys fight right now? We know Jacob's address. Can you guys fight?
Unreasonable.
Most average NBA
There's
player.
no way you just. Lauri Markkinen isn't average at anything. What? My thing is bugging out.
No, you're
I-
fine. On our team.
I'm like glitching. I don't know. It's weird.
No, you're fine.
Marketing isn't like average at anything though. He's like elite at some things, and like the best in the league at other things.
There is nothing. There is
Slightly-
nothing in the
he's
league that he is
slightly
elite
above
at.
average. He's a slightly above average shooter and below average at everything else.
I don't know
The
about that.
only thing he is above average at is being tall. And
Okay,
he's not
okay.
even
We
like
don't
that.
need to get back into the Lauri Marketing debate. I have my opinion. You guys have yours.
You're right. Sorry. Most mid player in the league for me right now is probably, I don't know, Dennis Schroeder. That's my pick.
He's like barely even in the league.
Yeah, but I'd just say he has like average NBA. He's an average NBA level player.
I
I don't know.
guess. What's the guy? PJ Tucker, the guy on the Heat
Yeah,
or
PJ
the
Tucker.
Sixers now.
PJ Tucker's on the Sixers now, but yes, that
Yeah.
was PJ Tucker. I think who you're thinking of.
Yeah.
All right. Contrary to the previous statement, if you had a 5'2" guy who had a 50-inch vertical,
You were asking me if I want Muggsy Bogues on my what is Spud Webb?
both
Yeah.
of them, that was pretty good. That was some elite level NBA trivia right there.
I just got a message from an anonymous classmate asking me to help him cheat on a Latin test because I already took it and he did not.
Name names.
Do I leak the name?
Leak the name. Leak the name.
I'm not gonna do it. But
No.
academic integrity policy, you know.
Jacob, I
academic
remember last
integrity.
year in A push. That
The
academic
IB
integrity
academic
policy
integrity
means nothing
policy.
to you. Oh my god. So 5'2", 50-inch vertical, and say he has the dribble moves of Kyrie Irving with the mid range of DeMar DeRozan in
You-
that 5'2" body.
If you can free him up, that's like the
He's
best
big.
player in the NBA.
So he's basically a 7-inch short.
Wait. He's 5 feet tall, but he's a 50-inch vertical. So like he can get his knees up to the rim.
Well, 40-inch. There's a 40-inch vertical is insane.
You said 50.
Yeah, 40-inch vertical is insane. So 50 inches is even.
50 over 12 is he can jump 4 feet 3 inches.
Yeah.
So he can. Hold on.
So let's
Oh,
see.
How tall is he?
Vertical-
Wait, how tall did you say he is?
vertical at
5'2".
5'2",
Here, there's a YouTube
So he
video
can
of a
get
guy-
his feet up to like 9 foot 5. So his
Yeah.
whole body is over the rim.
That's head.
That's
That's
Space
head of the
Jam.
backboard.
That's Space Jam physics.
You know,
His head
people
is at
can
the
do this in
backboard.
real life though.
No.
Like this guy. Yeah, I'm watching a video of
Someone
a
who
guy
could-
who's
I've seen a guy put his head at the backboard,
yeah.
the top of the backboard, the shot clock.
Just think of the thighs that this guy must have. Like the thighs and his calves. Like his lower body
so wait,
strength
you're-
has to be insane.
So you're basically saying me, but just 7 inches shorter.
Baden, I promise you, we haven't done this 1v1 yet, but I promise you, I will 5-0 you.
Promise I'm the best basketball player
There's no
to
chance.
ever be on Benchwarmers podcast. And actually that's not true because Andrew.
You got beat. You got shut out by Fogarty. Shut out. 11-0.
I was bad. I was bad back then, which was
Back
only like
then.
5 months ago. But I got so much better over the summer. I'm so serious. I got so much better over the summer.
Dog, I lost
I
11-5
know-
to Fogarty over the summer. You're trash. It's okay.
No,
It's okay. You're bad.
No,
You can
I
admit
drop
it.
you off, Sam. I drop you off.
There's
I'm
no
telling you.
chance. I'm 5 inches taller than you.
You're not
What it-
5 inches
You're
taller
like
than
5'3",
me.
right?
I'm 5'9".
There's no way you're 5'9". You must be wearing like
5'9",
heels or something. I have no idea. Some
I'm 5'9",
platforms.
You're 6 foot.
There is no chance you're 5'9".
Yes, I'm 5'9".
Doug, I walk next to you in the hallway. There is no chance you're 5'9". You're just lying.
Actually, you're not. You're 6 foot. Maybe you're 5'11".
6'1" in shoes, actually, but I don't want to brag or anything.
Okay.
All right, so do we just want to end this podcast off with our seeding, our seeds for this year, our top 8 seeds in each conference?
And do we want to do Benchwarmers of the week too?
Oh, we should do.
We get a
Benchwarmers
chance,
of the
just
week.
off the dome.
Yeah, off the dome, no preparation. Okay,
Benchwarmers of the week coming back.
love to see it.
Hey, benchwarmer of like the last like month and a half, Geno Smith, for real. Been a benchwarmer basically like his entire career, and he comes into Seattle this year and has legitimately been one of the 5 best quarterbacks in football this year.
Yeah, he's got some jaw-breaking talent. That's funny because he broke somebody's jaw when he was a
That is
Jet.
funny.
He punched somebody out. That was the joke I was making.
That is
The play on jaw
that's
dropping.
pretty silly.
That was funny.
Okay. I have 2 that I would like to say. Number 1, I'm gonna go with Ethan Pocic, Browns backup center. Nick Harris goes down with an injury, and Pocic is like graded out as one of the best in the league on PFF. He hasn't allowed a sack yet. He's been very good. So he's my first bench warmer. And then my second bench warmer, this is kind of the last couple weeks. Will Brennan coming up from AAA and hitting like 357 the last couple weeks of the regular season. Like, that's insane. This guy's gonna be ridiculous next year. Just wait.
My bench warmer. Well, I've got 2 actually. One of them is for a month ago. It was Joe Flacco. You know.
I'm sure he didn't do anything crazy, right? Like the best comeback of all time.
Yeah, especially not any Cleveland sports teams. Nothing
I
at
turned
all.
to be happy.
And then I guess my second bench warmer would be Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton has played shockingly well as the Saints QB.
Oh, we are forgetting someone big.
Oh, who is it?
Cooper Rush is 5-0.
Oh yeah, Rush.
Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush is bench warmer.
No, sorry. Continue. I just got to check something.
Nah, I literally forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, Cooper Rush.
Is Cooper Rush actually a good quarterback, or is he just like?
The Cowboys have been playing really well lately,
No,
and he's also been playing okay. He only had like 100
Rush
yards
throws the
last
ball
week.
He throws the ball 12 times a game. Micah Parsons
Yeah.
literally puts the entire team back.
Yeah, he's got 840 yards, 4 touchdowns in 4 games
Don't
or
care.
five
He's
games.
him. He's him.
If you doubled his stats, would he have? I still don't think he would be cracking top.
No, he wouldn't.
Uh,
Oh.
Um, I don't know. Is there an actual QB competition in Dallas?
How long? If Cooper Rush is still undefeated when Dak is healed, does Dak still get the job back?
Yes, yes.
Gotta give him the job back. But
What
I
if
think it would
Dak
be hilarious if they benched him.
If Rush doesn't lose the next 3 weeks, Dak comes back, loses his first game, gets blown out, is Cooper Rush your Week 10 starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys?
I think that you can't justify to the fans sitting a guy who you just paid $50 million for. It's
Literally.
like maybe,
I just,
and Dak is also a way better quarterback than Cooper Rush. Like I was reading this article that was like, yeah, when Dak comes back, he needs to be boring like Cooper Rush because that's how they've been winning games. And it's like Dak can do so much more. That Dak has better athleticism, a better arm, better accuracy, better field IQ. Cooper Rush is just standing there and letting the offense work around him.
I've seen every single season Dak Prescott has been the starting quarterback for the Cowboys. The Cowboys have been top 10 in offensive efficiency every single one of those years. And so far in 2022, they're like 22nd. Like, they're not a good
Huh.
offensive team. They just have an elite level defense. And
Yeah, the defense has
same
been
thing
very good.
Thing like 2020, although both sides of the ball were just historically bad when Dak Prescott was out.
Yeah. I think that we should talk about our fantasy teams a little bit. We are all, in case anybody didn't know.
Why am I so bad at fantasy football? I don't understand it. Every single year, I think, man, I've been putting in some more work. I'm, watching these videos, figuring out how to understand this stuff. And every single year, I just fumble. I fumble. I fumble. I just traded Dalvin Cook, and he goes off for 20 points. What am I doing? I started off 3-0. That was that was the most fraudulent 3-0 start ever. I'm now 3-2 with like a 39 chance to make the playoffs. I'm sick of this. My only good hope is Jalen Hurts. That's it.
I don't have such struggles. I am the greatest team in fantasy football history. This is a top 1.1% draft ever. Ever.
Why did we let him get
Saquon in the fourth?
We got Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mark Andrews, T.J. Hawkinson, Damian.
Number one defense, number one kicker. J. Rob off waivers. Amari Cooper is like wide receiver 10. Who else? I'm him. I'm beating everyone by like 50 every week.
Yeah, it's
pretty great.
I am 2-3 right now.
Jacob's bench outscored me last week.
Yeah.
I am 2-3 right now. I've got a get right game though. I'm projected to win by like 20 right now. Breece Hall has been a nice little gem for my franchise. Everybody clown on me for taking Nick Chubb. That was not a bad decision. He's going crazy right now. My wide receivers are looking good, but it's taken everybody a little bit to get going. So I'm 2-3. I would have won last week if Patrick Mahomes wasn't Patrick Mahomes. If he was more like a Carson Wentz per se, that would have been awesome for my team. But sadly, it was not to be.
Like I'm projected to lose to Hyde right now, bro.
Hyde's team is built like that. I would have won against Hyde if Leonard Fournette.
Nah, he's like 0-5. 1-4.
Because Leonard Fournette and Austin Eckler decided to have the best games of their careers.
George Kittle just decided to become an offensive lineman. Like,
Kyle Pitts, by the way, does anybody know what's like? I haven't watched any Falcons games this year. Has he just been like not.
He's being used
utilized
as a
correctly.
blocker. Like he's just not being used as a receiver at all. Because
That
the Falcons.
doesn't-
They just use him as like they use him as a toy, basically.
That's so
Yeah,
stupid.
Which is kind of frustrating.
I don't like that.
He needs to get the ball 10 to 12 times a game.
Yeah, I mean he's generational and he's being wasted. I wonder what's next for him though. I don't think he stays with Atlanta after his original contract if he's used like
And
this.
then to Cleveland.
Njoku's been a top 5 10 this year. He's been very good.
He has been.
Njoku has been.
Jacob,
Alright,
I've got a question for you.
go for it.
Or I suppose a question for both of you guys. If I told you that the Cleveland Guardians could win the World Series this year, but you had to chew 2 full packs of gum at the same time, that's 64 sticks of gum. You have to fit them all inside your mouth at the same time and chew it until you would spit it out just like normally. Like, you know how you chew gum until it loses flavor? So you have to chew that 64-pack wad of gum until it loses flavor and blow at least one bubble. Would you do it?
And if you buy me that, I will do it in front of you. I would do it.
Really?
Lost me that at the
Can you not blow a bubble, Baden?
Oh,
Are you incapable of blowing bubbles?
no.
Fraud. L.
I've got experience. Anything else for today?
Send it there.
Yeah,
Alright.
I think we're solid.
Thank you guys all for tuning in to another episode. Go Cavs, go Guardians, go Browns until week 11. And we will see you in the next one.